Telvin Osborne. I went back and forth about whether I wanted to do this video or not, because while I wouldn't be saying anything new in comparison to the already great videos that I've seen out there, I am someone who is in an interracial relationship, and I want to talk about it from that perspective. Aloha, beautiful humans. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome back if we've been locked in. My name is Sasha. Today I'm going to keep this video very brief because, like I said in the intro, I haven't really seen any perspective shared that I disagree with. However, as someone in an interracial relationship, I am just really sick and tired of seeing the amount of people whose entire online presence seems to center around the fact that they are in an interracial relationship, that their husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend is a different race, ethnicity, or belongs to a different cultural group from them. And while I do think it is really important and valuable and even can be entertaining to see the differences in people who are from different racial, ethnic, and cultural groups and how those differences can show up in their relationships. And I've seen that in my own personal life, but I've never put it on the internet because my husband hates social media. So you will not be getting any interracial content from us, period. He will not be on social media in that capacity. And I would never want to show up on the internet in that capacity, because there is so much more to me than the fact that my husband is a different race than I am. The way I see this content show up online is cringe at best and harmful at worst. I want to choose my words very carefully because in trying to combat certain stereotypes, I do not want to sit here and perpetuate certain stereotypes. However, I want people to understand that it is entirely possible to date people who do not belong to the same racial, ethnic, and cultural group as you without flaming and putting down the opposite sex that does belong to the same racial, ethnic, and cultural group as you. Just because I am married to a man who is non-Black does not mean I can get on the internet, should get on the internet, or would ever get on the internet and say horribly disparaging negative things about Black men or believe those things about Black men. My father is a Black man who I love very deeply and has been one of the most impactful, influential figures in my life. I can honestly say I would not be who I am or where I am without my dad. He is incredible. To sit and say anything negative about Black men would be spitting in his face. The same way with my brothers, who I love so much, my friends. It would never occur to me to tweet, to make videos disparaging Black men. I do not understand why it seems like there are just certain people who are not able to do the same. Who are you tap dancing for? Who are you seeking approval from? And if the levels of self-hate you have are so deep within you that you seek partnership from somebody who looks nothing like you and will unfortunately probably someday procreate and have children who may share those same features as what you hate, therefore making it so you will very likely unknowingly pass down the same self-hate to that person, wouldn't it just be easier to get therapy? Wouldn't it just be easier to heal your inner child so you don't perpetuate the same generational trauma and pass it on to your children and maybe your children's children? Nobody has the right to take anybody's life from this earth. Let's just be very clear. Nobody has the right to take anybody from this earth. For your family to be fully aware of the things that you said online, to then think you are still entitled to support, energy, money, care, resources from the same group of people your family member wouldn't spit on if they were on fire to put them out. That also denotes to me there is just some self-hate radiating in that aspect of your family, and maybe it needs to come down to a group therapy session. I'm not 100% sure. But what I am saying is that I really think that We need to just take a pause and take a beat and pump the brakes when it comes to interracial relationship content, because I think it is warping some people's brains. And not only warping people's brains, the interracial relationship content, I think we also need to start being honest about this idea of having preferences. A lot of people's preferences are rooted in prejudice. A preference is you like it all, right? You like this thing, you prefer one thing of that group to another though. So for example, sandwiches. I love sandwiches. I don't like ham and cheese sandwiches. I do not prefer a ham and cheese sandwich. I will eat a ham and cheese sandwich. However, if an Italian sub is there or a BLT, yeah. I'm gonna take the BLT. If I had 3 options, right? I'm gonna take the BLT, I'm gonna take the Italian sub, and then I'm gonna take the ham and cheese last resort. If the ham and cheese is all I got, I'll just eat it because I'm hungry. But that is a preference, right? A lot of people's preferences when it comes down to who they date is rooted in prejudice. We exist in a culture that was built off of white supremacy. And those beauty standards we uphold and prescribe to in our society are rife with white supremacy. So who we choose to find beautiful, what we view as beauty, it is absolutely rooted in white supremacy. When we understand that, we can understand why people who have an internalized sense of anti-Blackness would not only seek partners who don't look anything like them, but also hold very horrible, disgusting viewpoints towards the group of people who do look like them. Just because we understand that doesn't make it okay. Again, this is where therapy is going to come into play. Just because you hate yourself and prefer to date people who do not look like you, that does not mean you then get to pass trauma and be hateful towards the people who look like you of the opposite sex or opposite gender. If you do not want to date them, that is fine, but you do not need to be talking about them. If you don't want to date them, why are you talking about them? Why do you have any level of energy towards them? Because I notice that people who are so online and so verbal and vocal about what it is they love, they will spend a great deal of time and energy speaking about what they hate. And I don't understand that, because if I hate something, my energy is not a single ounce of my energy is going to be spent towards that thing, especially not for free. But here you are on social media platforms speaking negatively about a group that you don't even like. Why? Is it mental illness? What is it? What is it at this point? At the end of the day, you are entitled to your preference. You can sit there and harbor all of the feelings of self-hate in the world. However, when those two things unfortunately come back in the form of karma, you cannot then reach out to the people you have been sending negativity and hate their way. You cannot then reach out to those people and feel you are entitled to their support, energy, and resources. It doesn't work like that, especially if there has been no apology, especially if there has been no acknowledgement, especially if there has been no genuine act of contrition. Because those words, the energy that you put out is harmful. It is deeply damaging, and it is not something that anyone should just have to overlook in the name of community just because we share the same race, ethnicity, or culture. This is not explicit to just the young man whose life was taken by his wife, I think the mother of his children and his wife. It certainly is not the first time, and unfortunately, it will very likely not be the last time. However, unfortunately, if and when this happens again, if the family is not ready to come out with genuine apologies and recognition of the harm behind their family members' words, then you cannot expect the community to show up for you when all you did was spend your time and energy being hateful towards the community, all in the name of a preference. Drop down in the comments, let me know your thoughts. Do not forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, peace out.